So, as I mentioned in my last video, there are still two more candidates for me to analyze. I'm going to go over Lisa Babbage, but I'm not going to read all of this stuff about her. I'm just going to read the reasons she's running on her Why I'm Running page. Think back to that specific moment in time when you knew America was about to change. Some of you will draw on memories from the past. For others, memory lane will be much shorter. I recognize the moment I realized President Donald J. Trump was willing to do anything to save our republic. The 2016 presidential election was nothing short of miraculous. Why? Because the establishment was shaken, common sense leadership was prevailing, and the new president was declaring to break the status quo of American politics. I'm that kind of candidate. That is why I'm choosing to run for the 7th Congressional District in Georgia. No Republican candidate will tell you that they are going to stray away from the Republican platform, a platform of conservative values, a stand for religious freedom, a freedom to bear arms, and of course, a stand for life. But I submit to you that there is a difference between candidates who run on a Republican platform and a leader who fights for those same conservative principles. Let's face it, as voters, we cast a ballot for the person we like the best out of the pack of people who say they will do this or that. So I want to tell you not about my many professional or personal accomplishments. I want to prove to you that I am the only candidate in the 7th District of Georgia that is able to fight for conservative principles even in the face of House Democrats like Nancy Pelosi. And then she goes on to talk about her, at least historical accomplishments with her family and whatnot. So, my grandfather came to America through legal immigration as a pastor and wanted to fight for the right of African Americans with Dr. King. My parents, who both wear a scar on their forehead from dangerous encounters with angry bigots they received when they integrated Lake Alatona, the Cathedral of St. Philip, and other Georgia landmarks. In an Atlanta housing project in the shadow of the state capitol where I grew up, I was taught to fight for racial equality based on a principle of self-determination and accountability. In our community, we were the only Republicans among hundreds of families. I understand what it means to face overwhelming odds to fight two conservatives' values, or fight for, I think is what she meant. Fight for conservative values because, for me, it's a family principle. When I became pregnant my freshman year of college, I faced the opportunity to defend my stand for life. Even though I began working in the pro-life movement when I was 17, it wasn't until I experienced an unplanned pregnancy myself that I truly tested my resolve to stand up for the most vulnerable in our community. Since then, I have written books, blogs, developed, and presented talks on pro-life, an issue I am completely committed to. When it comes to our national security, I am unapologetically for our border, securing our border. Blech. I grew up in American poverty, and I know what it's like to have people invading your home for economic gain. While my heart goes out to thousands across the globe who struggle economically in their home countries, never would I sacrifice the safety of millions of American citizens of every ethnicity who call this nation home. I will support the president and vote to build the wall on our southern border. National security also means keeping its citizens armed. Our servicemen and women work tirelessly to protect our nation from foreign invasions and domestic terrorism. The right to keep arms protects American citizens from all other threats. Legal gun ownership is an American principle, and I support our Second Amendment. Since President Trump introduced the Urban Revitalization Initiative of using tax incentives to drive investments back into our impoverished communities, I have worked tirelessly to inform citizens, develop partnerships, and strengthen Georgia. I am committed to continue work for all of the 7th District, from Norcross to Forsyth and every town in between. I moved to Gwinnett County in the 1990s after divorce and began raising my children in the community where I still live as a single mother, and now grandmother. While I put myself through school by working 2 jobs and attending college part-time for nearly 20 years, I never strayed from the American ideology of small government, reduced spending, and personal accountability. Eventually, I became a teacher and have worked in education for 2 decades. Unlike so many who have sought this same office, I'm the only one who knows what it is like to piece ends together to make them meet. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Those in our community living paycheck to paycheck have a struggle that has become commonplace in our country. That is not right, and legislators have to do something about American poverty through strategic government like opportunity zoning taxes or zones tax incentives that drive public funds into improving communities. Welfare is not a paycheck and is not a permanent solution to our urban economic crisis. Yet, socialist dogma would have us believe a handout is the only way to help America's middle class and struggling citizens. But I know that the hard-working people in the 7th District just want an opportunity to work and raise their children, take a vacation, and have the life America advertises to the rest of the world without worrying that a medical bill or stock market swing will wipe out their life savings. I'm a God-fearing woman actively involved in my faith community, Free Chapel. My pastor serves on President Trump's Evangelical Advisory Board. We stand for Israel and the protection of the Jewish state. As a child, we attended services at the synagogue, and I still do. The roots of my faith are steeped in an irrevocable partnership with Israel. As an author, teacher, doctoral student, mentor, mother, leader, and as a member of Gwinnett County Republican Party, I will continue to fight for the needs of the 7th District every single day. This is my country, this is my county, this is my district, and we need to keep it red. I am the only candidate that has a chance against Democrats who will flood our district with rhetoric that is damaging to our nation. We saw how close the last election came, and we cannot allow ourselves to end up there again. A vote for me is a vote for freedom. My name is Lisa Noel Babbage, and I will be proud to be your next representative from Georgia's 7th. Okay, so just really quick, urban development is not a federal government position. So the Constitution isn't even mentioned in here. There are some good things, obviously, that she promotes, like protecting life, defending Israel, building a wall. All of these are good things, but tax incentives and stuff like that, really, the only way tax incentives should work is by not taxing. In order for the government to actually improve economic situations, the only thing they can really do is stop taxing and stop regulating and let the free market deal with it. If the free market is left free to do things, then the economy will improve, period. And our economy is already improving as a result of just that. As far as urban development and stuff like that, that is all something that the state and local governments have to deal with. That's not a federal position. It's not a power given to Congress. And so that's really all I've got to say about Lisa Babbage. And on the next one, we'll talk about the last candidate, and then I'll start putting out stuff about my positions. Thank you very much.